Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Wallace and I'm the unit coordinator for organizational practice this semester. And apparently tonight we had a bit of Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong. I thought I had done all my troubleshooting and I would be able to record the short tutorial that was held this evening, but unfortunately I was unable to record with the number of students who did attend. So I thought I would just give a brief, quick video to summarize what was discussed tonight as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is the textbook that we're using. A number of students have asked in the past why we're still using this specific textbook. And I really want to stress that the textbook that is prescribed, it offers a really great critical perspective that I find personally other textbooks haven't been able to match yet. The second thing is you'll notice that I've been playing around with Moodle a little bit, still trying to work out all the little intricacies of Moodle. They're a bit peculiar for me. So hopefully now it's all a bit more straightforward and things make a bit more sense. Next, briefly about the supplementary readings. So you would have noticed that there is quite a lot of supplementary readings. Now these are additional, they are not mandatory. You're not required to read them all. You'll pretty much get everything that you need from this course from that textbook, besides the occasional reading that you may need to go elsewhere. And they will all be posted on Moodle as well if there's a required reading that we need for you guys to do. Now, in relation to the assessments, I will be having specific Q&A Zoom sessions about them as well, but happy to answer any questions that you might have during these weekly Zoom tutorials. Now, during these tutorials, we will discuss, there will be a follow-on from the lectures that Madonna has already recorded that are available on Moodle already. Now, there is PowerPoints also available. It's all the lectures that you will see, and they're fantastic lectures as well as why we haven't updated them, and Madonna's great, so no need to. Now, you'll see that there's discussion topics as well, and that's what will form a base of these Zoom tutorials. I also want to gauge a bit of a feel of what times suits you guys to hold these tutorial sessions. Now, I do work full-time. My boss is pretty great, so I can find some time to hold some sessions during the day, or if people prefer to have them in the evenings, that's fine as well. I'm pretty fine and flexible in that sense. They can also be later as well for other people if they prefer later. So I can start them at 7, I can start them at 8. Probably no later than 8 is because, well, I like my sleep. Probably a lot of you guys do as well. Now, I've also put on there, on the second presentation, you'll see there's a number of time slots there that you can choose to elect to do your presentation. Feel free to have a look at that, and any slots are suitable to you, put your name down. But before you do that, can I please stress immensely that this particular assignment, it really is designed to be done in pairs and trios, okay? If you can't find someone to work with, look, that's fine, but I really, really would stress that it is done in pairs and trios, okay? So start talking amongst yourselves, form pairs, form trios, form a group, and have a look at the stuff that's there. I will probably end with this short video just a little bit more about myself so you guys can sort of get an idea about my background and where I'm coming from. So I did my Bachelor of Social Work through CQU a number of years ago. When I graduated, I worked in a housing and homelessness was my first role. I did that for a number of years. And that specific role was to keep people who were renting or in Department of Housing Accommodation stay housed, who had become at risk for things like rental arrears, for damage, and a number of other complex issues that may have arisen. That role also kept me, pardon, quite busy and a lot of the time in QCAT, which is the Queensland Civil and Administrative Tribunal, which is the avenue that real estates need to take or landlords to evict someone, and vice versa if tenants need to enforce their rights. After that, I then got into the mental health field, and for a number of years worked in mental health. I got my accreditation as a mental health social worker, accreditation that I still keep to this day. Mental health is a huge passion of mine, is as well organizational practice. And it was really, really fantastic work, and I do miss it on a full-time basis. I then, whilst I was doing that, I was also studying full-time law with CQU. And when I finished that, I then panicked, I guess would be the word, and thought, well, not quite ready to be a lawyer just yet. And so I kind of just took off and moved overseas to Colombia in South America for a year. My predominant role there was I started just teaching English. And it was through my networks, the company that I was working for called Senna, which is our equivalent to TAFE. I made some great connections with a company called INPEC. Now, I forget the actual what that stands for, but what that company does is they train the prison guards. Now, you would have heard it in the news, or if you probably heard anything about Colombia, they still have, a small drug problem. I think it's not particularly a bad one. It's certainly not what they should be known for. But due to that, they have a lot of foreign people in their prison system. So through that work, I was able to do some social work around strengthening relationships between prison guards and inmates, also by implementing English programs and training other workers who had basic English to teach, to upskill these people. And towards the end of it, even offering some Spanish basic lessons to inmates as well, so they could understand one another. And I got to visit some prisons there as well, which was really, really a huge eye opener. Also, while I was there, I went to university and I studied Spanish literature, and so I learned to speak Spanish as well. When I came back to Australia, I was then admitted as a solicitor and have been doing corporate and commercial law since. In this role, I do get to do a bit of pro bono work, which is really exciting. Last year, I did some work on a matter that involved the public trustee. I'm sure probably a lot of you know what that is. For those who don't, it's the people who take over, suppose, the financial and day-to-day sort of care arrangements, decision-making arrangements for people who no longer can make those decisions on their own. Formerly the adult guardian, and so the public guardian encompasses the child guardian and another adult guardian. So it's just one now called the public guardian. So I had a matter with them where I believed that my client was being falsely imprisoned. So under tortious law, we made a claim for false imprisonment, and we got that result quite quickly, which was great. Great outcome, and a great combination, a good example of how social work and law really can work hand in hand. That's pretty much all from me. Again, I apologize for not being able to record the session this evening. I will do some more troubleshooting, see if I can resolve what's going on there. Other than that, feel free to post on the Q&A any questions that you might have. I will make a post this evening as well, and with some other housekeeping things that may have arisen. Looking forward, just lastly as well, on that post, I will be asking what people's preferred time for these tutorials are. So thank you for watching and listening, and I look forward to getting to know all the students enrolled in organizational practice this semester. Thank you.